You know, it really does pain my heart to think about the very high price men today pay for their success. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The cost of success, if you like, cannot just be counted by the amount of zeros in your bank account. It runs far deeper than that. Some of the cost I'm talking about is time spent away from your loved ones, sacrifices you make from your hobbies, passions and interests, the toll it takes on your physical and mental well-being. There is a cost to success. And I remember one chap, let's call him Mr. X. Mr. X sounds suitably mysterious. But he built an incredibly successful company. Yes, fiscally, thriving in all areas. And he enjoyed the trappings that came with that, the cars, the fine home, the homes indeed, around the world. And maybe indeed the plaudits, the attention and the well wishes from others that were important to him. And yet inevitably there had to be a price, a cost to be paid for the excessive continuous 70, 80, whatever plus work weeks. It's unsustainable. This is what I'm alluding to. It's unsustainable fundamentally. Of course, it's fine while it works. And this particular gentleman had some health challenges that took him quite literally out of the game. For if your health is not optimal, certainly if it's fundamentally compromised, how can you show up at your best, if at all, at work? You can't, and he couldn't. And so many times it would be, let's say, more prudent or wise to slow down, literally and figuratively speaking, before that crash occurs. And how many times have we maybe, even in your own life, we might have been in the car and remarked to your friend, slow down or calm it down, you're going a bit too fast, and hopefully you've got away with it, but yet, if it's continued, sometimes you can lose control, veer off of the road, and problems ensue. I like nipping those problems in the bud. So going back to this gentleman who built magnificent, thriving business and yet suffered health-wise. Upon regaining his health, and on the other side of that, of course, with hindsight, why didn't his own thoughts, or why didn't I approach things with, if not more balance, just a bit more circumspect sense before? And of course, hindsight is 2020, it's perfect, but this is the role sometimes in stepping back and just slowing down, getting outside eyes on what you're doing, how you're living, your lifestyle. Is it sustainable? And I go back to this, ask yourself that question: can I keep this up? Can you? A year from now, 3 years, 5 years, extrapolate that even more. Is it sustainable? And if not, why are you doing that now? Would it not be wiser? I love that, the old story about the tortoise and the hare. I think that really demonstrates it. For so often in my own life, I lived at 1,000 miles an hour. Not only did I speak quickly, my thoughts were quick, my actions were frenzied, frenetic. I couldn't even walk anywhere slowly, such was my I need to get on. And I associated speed with progress. And yes, of course, as a fighter and someone, speed is a virtue. However, it is by virtue unsustainable, for even in nature, it is not summer all the time. There is a season that even the sun knows it is prudent to retreat, to come out stronger, yes, another day, but all the same, to shine with less haste, with less furious potential. Likewise, in our own lives, I offer you the opportunity to pause, to ask yourself that question. Am I truly prepared to pay the cost of success if that cost fundamentally compromises my health, mental and physical? And if not, now is the opportunity to slow down, to take stock. And in slowing down, as I've realised, you don't lose ground. You don't become weaker, more passive. Oh no, you become stronger. You consolidate your powers. You gain strength. The wisdom in nature, again I refer to it, of hibernation. So in the spring of our lives, we can come again with more strength, with more wisdom, with more energy, with more tenacity to get things done. And yes, to build and enjoy success with a strong foundation. So I invite you to look at that for yourself, to see the wisdom of that in your own life, and to see other opportunities when you have taken a moment to step back. It could be as simple as with maybe your car purchase, but you summed up the various pros and cons of purchasing any purchase, nay. When you've done that, taking a step back, yes, consulting the heart and the head, not leaving either behind, and then making an informed decision. That time spent in deliberating wasn't wasted. The time you will spend taking time out is not wasted. It is time put to good use. Think about that in your own lives. As always, you are unstoppable, and I believe in you.